Okay, I'm gonna block with one of my action cards, but oh shit, it only blocks for two now. Okay, I'm gonna block with it anyway. And yeah, reactions?
I'm gonna shred that mofo. Zero defense. Now banish a card, and I don't get a silver.
I'm going to activate Yoji and save you. I saved you, and I'm dead.
Nice. Yoji's coming in clutch.
It's my
Totally. Thank God, because it's a majestic slot, so at least it did something. Welcome to the Reaction Step, our YouTube show. I appreciate everybody who's here. Today, we're going to be talking about all of the stuff we are thankful for, what our favorite heroes are thankful for, etc. This is our Thanksgiving reaction step. At the top of the show, few announcements. First, we will have one more podcast at the end of November where we will be talking about our thoughts about Dynasty. And then we will be having a live podcast to close out the year in December. Kind of that week before Christmas is what we're aiming for. So keep your ears tuned in and your eyeballs glued to Twitter because you don't want to miss that. We did a Twitter poll and the people have decided Isaac's got to have a mustache for this live cast. So as you can see, all of his hair fell off on his face.
He got erase-faced, and so now he's got to
erase-faced.
regenerate it.
And the phoenix flame of his upper lip will rise from the ashes.
Yeah. Twitter poll is how all important things are determined now and forever. So it's binding, Isaac. I'm sorry.
I have no comment.
Perfect. Your no comment is a form of
Consent.
Consent. Yeah.
Sweet.
Fair enough. I'll see you for Mustache Christmas.
Nice. That sounds
Sweet.
hot.
Shit, yeah.
There's like in my brain right now. There's like joke overload in the circuits short circuited, and I now just have to move on because
That's why I had no comment.
Yeah, totally. But if you have great jokes, just put them in the comment. We want to hear it. We want to definitely hear it. Okay.
Special prize for the best joke in the comments. TBD on what it is, but I'll send you something if it's good.
Nice. It'll be my beard hair.
He keeps it anyway. So
That was one joke too many. So let's move on with our.
No, hold on. Tangent. I can't believe this happened. This is so applicable. In high school, my brother, when he was like early in high school, like tried to grow his hair out long. And it just was like this huge mop of hair. And I forget why he had to cut it off. I think because his haircut was very ugly. It was stupid. But he was so attached to his long hair that he kept all of it in a Ziploc bag and like pinned it to his wall in his room. And it just was like there for years, his hair in a bag. And he kept joking that he wanted to like stuff a pillow with his own hair. It was like it was super weird.
he's like a stalking himself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It grosses me out now. At the time, I was just like, whatever, stupid little brother in high school. I'm just going to ignore you.
Things. Yeah.
But now it's even weirder as an adult
it's still
person.
tacked there.
Nice.
Shout out to my mom for being like, this is an okay thing my son is doing compared to the other stuff he's doing.
Yeah. Pick your battles,
Yeah.
in all things.
Yeah. Sweet. Nice. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Fabsgiving.
Yeah, there you go. Awesome. So do you guys want to start with what we are personally thankful for? what we're thankful for in the community, or what our favorite heroes would be theoretically most thankful for.
Heroes.
Heroes.
Okay. Isaac, how about you start? Because you're very excited. I can see it in your little eyes.
I am Kano, and I am thankful for tomes. Who'd have thought reading would get me out of so many sticky situations? You know, those books really saved my ass in fiery battle. So thank you, tomes.
Thanks,
Thank you.
book.
Yeah, you nerd.
Nice. All right. Well, I like how you did that. So I am Reinar,
Oh my God.
and
I can't handle this.
and thankful for rock, rock, rock. And that's it. Just keep chanting rock until you're done, and Thanksgiving's over here. Also, some
Speaking
cool
of rock-
discard effects.
Also some cool. I pulled a Marvel Rock out of my most recent box. Well,
Nice.
/ Isaac opened it, but it was my pack, so
Your card. Yeah, you
it was
got
cool. It was awesome.
The following and camaraderie inspired by rock is like actually moving. You know, it's incredible.
It
is.
really is.
I don't know if that amount of people have gathered that meaningfully around a single piece of cardboard, you know, in a long time, ever. I don't know.
In a positive way, too.
Yeah.
Not in a like pitchforks and torches type of way. So that's huge.
Dude, we love rock.
Rock is love.
Yeah, rock is love. Damn. That's a shirt.
Love
We should
rock.
we should make that shirt for our next event.
Totally. Hurry up and write it on a piece of paper, mail it to yourself so it'll be postmarked on this day so nobody can steal it.
And you gotta spell it LUV.
Like
so
after
it's
we're
got,
done recording or right now?
No, right now, dude. There's no someone's gonna hear this and then steal it. So if you don't do it,
patent pending, trademark. That's trademark by Attack Action Podcast Networks Incorporated, not to be used outside of our permission. Taylor, who are you?
okay, I'm Viscerai, and I'm thankful for the autonomy to travel the shadow realms. Because maybe that's where I'm at. Because you don't remember, he goes through the portal, right? He rips the spine out of the dude, and he has Reaping Blade, and then he just like totes his swords into a portal into who knows where. I'm assuming the Shadow Realm.
Nice.
Yeah. And Sutcliffe's head was chopped off, so he's just like free to roam around. So if I was Viscerai, I'd be very thankful for that.
Very subtle knife-esque, if
Nice.
anybody gets that reference. Nice.
Ooh.
Thanks, Noel.
Nice. Philip Pullman. Let's get it.
I am Reinar. I thank Arg Smash. No restrictions, just chaotic smashing. You know, there's no cost, whatever. No, none of that horse shit. You just smash whatever you get your hands on. And I love it. Love smashing items. Even giant mech suits. Not safe.
Nice.
Is it an item?
It's multiple items. If you roll a 6,
Well-
you get 3 items.
It's items underneath, or no? Is it?
Maybe it's not. I didn't check the rules on the specific mech suit, but it smashes any item.
Right. I know that.
It is an item. The construct side is an action, but when you flip it over, it's an equipment item. So
Sick. I'm pretty
Arc Smash, baby.
Kyloria that, I suppose, also.
Oh my god. That would be so dope. And then you just start attacking them with it.
That's also a t-shirt idea. Kyloria in a mech suit.
Dude.
With all of, oh, wait, we have to actually make this. With all of the items she's like gotten.
Yeah.
An amulet of ice.
Yeah,
And, you
it's
know, I know we
amulet
kind
of
of did
ice.
an item thing, but, you know,
Some
the mech suit
copper.
is a pretty good, yeah.
A Teclo pounder. It's gonna be mostly stupid mech stuff.
It's pretty sick, though. Golden Dragon in all this mech gear.
Yeah.
That's the hero I want.
Yeah. I don't know
Nice.
what to say. That would be so cool.
That's pretty good.
I feel like there's many like 80s or 90s cartoons that were like, what if dinosaurs were just in robot suits?
Dude,
And
what,
then
wasn't
they
that a
fought
cartoon show?
dolphins.
There was a
Yeah,
cartoon show with
I'm pretty
dinosaurs
sure.
and like
Or it's like
they're like cyber
there,
dinos.
there's like Transformers. There's a dinosaur sect of Transformers, which were pretty funny. I liked them.
Nice.
Pretty sweet. I love it. All right.
What are you grateful for, Colin?
Well, I am also Viscerai, and I'm thankful that I was S tier for about 1 month, and that was it. That's all I needed. It was just a vindication, and I felt good about that. And now I'm back to being kind of just fine.
But self-confident.
But yeah, it just gave me the self-confidence to be happy with who I am and walk through that shadow door and, just live, laugh, love my way through the rest of the Wraith universe.
Beautiful. Yes. Yes.
Makes me think about Viscerai doing like a cooking show or something. Like he just
Put
turned his
everything
whole life
behind
around.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
That's awesome. I love it. I
think
love it.
All my thankfulnesses are very meta and not in character, but that's okay.
Turned all
Okay.
that pain into something good,
Just he's an artist, He's
Highs.
an emo artist. We all knew it.
I'm Icelander, and I'm thankful for learning that I'm more dangerous when I'm bleeding. Okay, pause
All right.
for not only dramatic effect, but if anybody can guess what that's a reference to. And your time is over. That is the
Wounded
flavor text
Bull.
on Wounded Bull. Exactly.
It's got to be Wounded Bull.
Yeah,
It's in the
totally.
title.
It's like in the
Nice.
savage lands, you learn that humans and animals are more dangerous when they're bleeding or something like that.
Nice.
Nice. Well
Yep.
phrased.
Thank you. Took
I am
me,
Dromai. Oh,
God, then it took me 10 seconds.
I know, because you're just so good at phrasing. Great job. This one only took me 5 though, so I'm Dromai, and I am grateful for Necria because she makes ash for me.
Oh, friendship.
It's hard work trying to win duels and make ash, and Necria's just got my back.
She comes in with pocketfuls of ash and it's like, here you go.
Literally makes the ash so I can just focus on killing somebody. Thanks, Necria.
At least one Fi and probably a bunch of old hymns or something. Nice. All right. I guess I am Prism. What is it? What's her full name? Fuck, I forget.
Sculptor of Light.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for all the sweet cards that I can't play that came out in Dynasty. Fucking dope. Young Prism is rolling in it. She gets
Totally.
she gets an angel. I never had an angel. Never had the
That's
time.
very cool.
I feel like that's also a 90s show. Something about angels.
In the outfield or something.
Okay, I'm old him, and I'm thankful for finally having friends. They all go to have drinks with This Round's on Me, and they're on this little journey and stuff, Unfrozen after who knows how long. Now I
Yeah.
got friends, Just wasn't my era. Now it is.
I knew what you were getting at. He seems staunch and stoic and grumpy, but he's really grateful for the company.
That's because he just woke up. I mean, we can all relate to that.
He's still a little sleepy, vulnerable.
He's not a morning guy.
I am Tomultai, and I am grateful for delicious Nami equipment. to munch on for
I don't
Thanksgiving dinner. It's delicious. The more powerful, the better.
That was really great. I don't have another one.
That's fine. We can end on mine.
Num, num, num.
Because I am Arachne, and I'm just thankful to be here.
Nice.
That's it.
Love it.
I am Levia, and I am grateful for Blasphemet's sweet, sweet power. All right, that's it.
How many more? It just
one
goes through
more.
all the lists.
I feel like if Isaac read all his out in a row like that, it'd become like a spoken word poem.
Somebody clip all that together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nice.
Put it on Twitter.
Well, I think some good stuff came out of there. We got Rock is Love and Kyloria in a mech suit as like an image that we need to create somehow. So
Yeah,
good
totally.
job, everybody.
Getting right on that.
Yeah. Production meeting over. See you guys later.
Yeah. This is just our monthly meeting and we just hang out.
Yeah. It's not far off from how this is right now.
Yeah. Can't just
Which we
say
do have
something
to.
until a thing
That's
sticks.
true. We scheduled something kind of vaguely. We had some announcements that not all of us were aware of. And then we just said some dumb shit for a while.
This is what a think tank looks like.
Yeah. This is called Three Geniuses. This is how they work.
Four if
And
you
it's
count
so-
my dog.
It's so esoteric and you just don't understand because you're also not a genius. That's the hard truth. You're
Yeah,
finding
we're
out.
just three of a kind, in our think tank.
Ayy.
Nailed
Nice.
it.
Nice.
But we're all arrows. Damn it. All right, sorry. Where were we going now?
On
Really
a
had
journey to what we're thankful for in our Fab community. I guess this
Take
one
it
this
away,
one's gonna
Colin.
get more serious. Sure, I'll go. To be honest, I'm just like thankful for the Fab community because I'd say like as a majority, really great. We've just got a lot of awesome, nice people. I'm thankful for new friends and people that I get to see regularly and hang out with and play games with. We went a perfect example. We had a party for second place Worlds finisher Chris Iali over at a local player Anthony's house, and it was super dope. We had a bunch of food, a smaller party. It was at like his parents' house, but they were nice enough to let us come over. But it was basically an armory when we showed up. There was just a table full of playmats. People were jamming games. People were playing, there was cornhole in the back. We played some code names. People were playing Commander. We played more Fab. We traded some cards. I got all my Arachne stuff. And then Anthony gave out door prizes. So it was like this is just really nice. And then he gave a sash to Chris that he wrote. I think he wrote like second. I forget what it said, but it was like second place or something. But on the back of it, it was like printed because he bought the sash and it just said "Birthday Queen" on the back.
I love it.
And it was just like, this is really nice. We didn't have to do this, but it's just very supportive in general. And, I've benefited from that support and I'm happy to be a part of a community that is both, like I said, generally welcoming and supportive and kind. And, I'm just happy to be here. So thank you, everybody.
You're part of the community too.
I know.
Yeah. We're grateful for you as well.
That's why I said my thing, so people can say they're grateful for me. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. That's not how compliments work.
Yeah, I mean, you really hit on all the points there, Colin.
Sorry,
I
took them all.
I feel very similar to you, I was just talking the other day to my wife about how there is a sentiment on Flesh and Blood Twitter, which is very lovely and is a reason I open that app pretty much daily, is because of how nice that is. About how what are we gonna do? How are we gonna stay connected if that all goes up in flames? And Discord is one of those thoughts or whatever. But just that the idea that like if another social media platform went kaputs, I like wouldn't care, I think, because I'm not a part of something on any of those. You know what I mean? And I get to be a part of something with the Flesh and Blood community. And especially in our Discord, our little Attack Action podcast community is like, I maybe don't think about how wonderful it is enough, but it like just really is. I really love our Discord and that we have it, and that I use it all the time, and people are really good about talking with one another, and there, it's just it is like literally a community of people who are all enjoying Flesh and Blood and like our voices in their ears for many hours at a time. And I'm just really thankful for that, because especially like I would have never had guessed that when I was like, "Hey Isaac, do you want to start a podcast?" that 2 years later we would be where we are. You know what I mean? So just thankful, because if it wasn't for the people in Flesh and Blood, I don't think we would still be I don't know what the word is, trying to be prominent figures in the community, I guess, or contributing to stuff, if it wasn't for how nice everybody was. So thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I want to say thank you to anybody who ever like reaches out in any way. Like if you like something, or you share something, or you comment on something, like any of our videos or podcasts or tweets or like anything at all, along the lines of what you guys were alluding to, is like any of that interaction with the community is just very, galvanizing, I guess. Like we do what we do and very much love doing it, but then having discussions about it or interactions with the community really helps, reinforce our goals or our love for what we're doing. So, if you just like retweet something or comment on a video, or it's like really easy and it's like kind of nothing, but it really makes our day, and we appreciate it, and lets us know that some of the work we're putting in is appreciated. And yeah, thanks everyone.
Hell yeah.
100%.
I check our YouTube videos constantly, and anytime we get like any kind of message, I'm so stoked. Even if it's somebody telling us we all sound the same and we talk too slow, I'm still like, well, you still listen, so
yeah.
and you persevered because you still liked it. But yeah, it
Great.
does.
We'll try to sound different. Yeah. Thanks for reaching out.
I guess I could talk lower. That helped.
No, wait. I was gonna talk lower also.
That's I like how that's how you impersonated yourself. You're like, "Hey Isaac, let's start a podcast.
Let's do one of these things, dude." Yeah.
On that note, I'm thankful that you guys started a podcast and invited me on it, and that we're all friends now, because that's a weird life thing that just happens, and it's pretty cool.
It's absolutely incredible. This whole rocket ship we're on. Well, we're not really on a rocket ship. Arsenal Pass and like the Manor podcast are fucking on rocket ships, and we're like the
hoverboards.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, but we're like the cool guy who's like dressed in like BMX gear and is like going as fast as a car in downtown. You know what I mean? We're one of those.
Yeah. We're working really, really hard to go the same speed as somebody else just normally moving about their day.
But in
Totally.
a cool
We're
way.
like racing on the salt flats under the rocket ship,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
breaking the sound barrier though.
Because we're
nice.
we're down to Earth and we're on the rocket ship called Earth. Baby. And we're all
Put that on a
passengers
t-shirt.
Owen, our podcast would be nothing without you. Thanks for joining up. Thanks for appreciating us. But, you know, man, it's great to have you.
Hey, full
remember
disclosure,
when-
I stole that from a very famous person, but that's fine. I'll take all
whatever.
the credit. Who knows
I
about
remember when-
Buckminster Fuller here? If you do, leave a comment.
I just was going to say, I remember when Isaac used to talk to me that way.
He talks to you
Not
that
to
way
take
all the
anything from
time.
you, Taylor, or me for that matter. But, you know,
That's right.
it is what it is today because of all three of us equally.
Like a triforce of friendship.
Nice. Who's wisdom, power, and what's the third Triforce? Oh,
Courage?
yes.
I think it's courage. I only know that because of
Breath of the Wild.
Get Played.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Shout out to that podcast.
Yeah, shout out to Get Played. I hope you guys listen to ours too.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about,
It's a
but that's okay.
good podcast about video gaming.
Nice.
Yep.
Do we want to figure out which Triforce for each of us are?
I am grateful to LSS because they have really stuck to their guns. They had commitments as far as the game they envisioned and the community they wanted to build, and they could have, instigated more power creep to sell more cards. They could have, structured themselves around profit. They could have done very many things and still had a, fairly similar game, right? Like James White could not stand for 8 hours straight and talk to people, all those things. So we could still have a great game with great mechanics and great new sets and all of that, great competitive support, and it would be just fine. But they really go above and beyond to try to, support classes that people love, or make armories really enjoyable for everybody, to build the community, to reach out, all the extra things they definitely don't have to do, and we would still be here anyway, probably. So thank you for doing all those things.
Hell yeah.
I think I'm the Triforce of courage.
Not let me get away with that. Why?
I don't know. Colin, I think, is the wisest of us three, and you're the tallest, so you're the most powerful.
Yeah, I'm definitely not power or courage. So you guys can fight over those two.
They're all great. I was happy with whatever one you allotted to me,
Nice. There we go.
Sweet.
Now we just
Perfect.
need like an animation that turns our heads into a triangle, but I'm not going to do that. It's going to take too much time.
Yeah, to have our editor do that.
Birdie, make sure you do that later.
Yeah. Could you just for once do this one thing?
Yeah, I'm thankful
tell
that my dog edits our YouTube videos.
I tell my dog that all the time. Like, can you just do this one, chore, please? Just this once. Pull some weight for once. She
I
doesn't do
think
it, though.
everything you said, Isaac, is totally true and valid about LSS. I mean, it's like kind of weird being so detached from them, and you can get bogged down with like, cool, they announced ProQuest season, but we have no friggin' clue where that Pro Tour is or when it's going to be. So, etc. You can get like kind of bogged down by that, but then you can also like, take a bigger step backwards and think about like, right, this game is very different because this company is doing things still very differently. Um, even though, they they make mistakes. Uh, but who doesn't? You know what I mean? And at least their mistakes are like, Duskblade or Starvo. They could be like, we put up $1 million for this tournament and actually we don't have any money to pay you. And now we're in a lawsuit and our company's over, like, which could happen, you know what I mean? Like with other card games and BS and shit, so
It has happened, yeah, for sure.
yeah. So it is something to be truly, thankful for.
I don't know if you saw that they did confirm that Pro Tour 3 will be in North America.
In the
Great.
US, I think.
I mean, they just said North America, so I would put Canada in the running, but
Flake on Twitter said US, I think.
well, Flake would know because he's just, he's the greatest one of us all.
Well, he backed it up. He then said, "No, I'm confirming it," which might not be true, but I'm going with it.
Glad he's the chosen one. He doesn't even live in the US. Anyway, okay.
Nice. Well, thanks, LSS,
So
for like a dope game and not messing it up yet.
So far. Yeah.
Although I'm like very certain that surgical extraction was like short printed accidentally because that card is more rare than all the legendaries that came in this set, which is insane to me. But that's fine. I traded for some, so I'm there. It cost me everything, but I got what I needed. Arachne's on the table now.
what did it cost? Everything.
Everything. It was a big trade. I was making trades yesterday. It was great.
Just wheeling and dealing. I love it.
I went into a party missing 2 play sets of Eradicates and Surgical Extractions and the Black Tech Whispers, and I came home with all of them. So it was a good
How
day.
many people died?
Yeah.
Everyone.
Surprisingly, not enough. Nobody died.
That's so cool.
Everybody was very happy with the trades. It was great.
Sweet. That's so great.
Dude, trading card game. It's right there in the name.
Totally.
It totally is.
It was fun.
Something
What's a deed to a house, It's just a piece of paper. Like
totally marriage certificate also.
I don't understand what it means. They just gave it to him.
Yeah.
One of my blood too, but what's he gonna do with that?
And a lock of hair.
Like a big bag of it. He specifically asked for a Ziploc bag of hair. It's like, I need a haircut. I'll just trim a little bit off the end. Nice.
Something I've been thinking about in my personal life that I'm really thankful for, like, is that I have the cash to play this game, at like a B tier level, and that I have a lifestyle where I can play the game regularly and often, like those 2 things are pretty huge in the world. And I'm just really thankful that I have leisure time and some extra money that I can spend it on hobbies, and and then that snowballs into all this other stuff. It snowballs into the podcast, into the community, into friendships, and it's now into this, like, this is a huge part of my life, flesh and blood. It's like I teach, I have my house life, my house life. I don't know, what is the word for that? Your home life. It encompasses like this piece of property and my wife and my dog and, all of those projects and stuff.
Family.
And then I have like, I have then like my coaching gig, and then flesh and blood. Like that's my life. Those are like all of the pillars that hold me up and give me energy and fill my spirit. with the goodness, that you need to go out and face the world. And I'm just really thankful that I have that stuff in, or that ability to then, um oh, what's the word? It's escaping me. Not diversify, but something like that. That stuff in my life. Pretty
Yeah,
eloquent, huh?
you have the opportunity to pursue hobbies for the sake of enjoyment rather than just survive, you know.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big thing. It's wild. I think it's funny how often, like, I'll mention this game to people, but I don't, like, outside of like Flesh and Blood, but I don't think they understand like how big of a part of my life it is. And I feel weird, like,
Yeah.
in
Yep.
not because it is, but just because it's like, oh, kind of like mention it in this kind of like casual way, but it's like, nah, dude, I'm on Discord, I'm talking to people every single day about it. I'm working, basically like a part-time job doing like video editing and other stuff. And like, it's great. I mean, I it's and it's totally, I mean, we can get too philosophical about it, but like, just this random thing that happened because, the world shut down for like a year and I didn't go outside and I was watching a lot of YouTube videos and I bought some cards, and then, it just kind of snowballed into
Yeah.
this big part of my life and all these different experiences and friendships. And, like, I never would have thought that I would be doing any of this right now. So it's pretty awesome that it has brought us together, us as in us three, and then like our, smaller community and our bigger community. And, it will continue to keep doing that, I think, for, hopefully a while. I mean, it'd be crazy if in like a decade, I don't know if we'll still be doing it, but if we are and this game is still going and it's just like, holy crap, like, that's like a significant portion of our lives that this is, really taken root into. But it is a, is a real privilege to be able to have the time and the money and, everything else required to be able to spend this amount of effort and energy into a game. I mean, it's like I was obsessed with board games before, but now it's I had to squeeze the board game part to make room for Flesh and Blood, or at least try to.
Totally.
I think it's just expanding and is exploding everywhere into my room here, but that's okay. That's why you don't see the floor or the sides of my office. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it totally is like, uh, it's great to have perspective, right? Because like I just was thinking about it the other day with the world's experience. Like, didn't play super great, was pretty mid, but you know, on a whole, I still got to go on like vacation and eat a lot of good food and, you know, hang out with my buddies, which is so cool, and I don't know. It's just like, it's just good to make sure you have perspective. And I got to play a game. You know what I mean? Like, well, I mean, Flesh and Blood is kind of a sport, I feel like, anyway. Like 8 rounds of an intensely competitive game is like an endurance sport for sure.
Yeah.
And takes like a level of skill and practice to be able to do that at any level. So, but still, like, even so, even if it is a sport, it's, based on a game anyway. And like, it's so fun. It's so fun. This whole thing is so fun. Loving it. And I collect art now. I'm doing a bunch of weird shit I don't do. You know, like I don't have a person who collects stuff personality, and never
Yeah,
have
me
I been
neither.
like, and I've never been like, I should have some art in my dwelling. You know what I mean? Besides like your college posters or some shit. And like, look at me now. Look at these. They're back, and there's some more over here you can't see, and you
Oh
know, I'm
yeah.
all. It's nuts.
That's a big part of. I did want to say thank you to Eleanor Pitera for collaborating with us, Carlos Cruchaga, one of my favorite artists in the game, and all the artists in the game. So I'm glad you brought that up because the I mean, maybe for some people it would be fine, but if it's just like cards with numbers or interactions, it's not really enough. As much as I like, playing chess or whatever, the artists and the art direction and the, I guess, the rich flavor or atmosphere of the game really just immerses you in it in every way. And even if you're at like a high level tournament and you're playing like, Dromai versus Dash or whatever, and it's just all about the exchanges and like not making a mistake and everything else is going on. I feel like the richness of the, play field still like, permeates through all of that. And it's, just feels very, immersive, just very rich. So thanks. Thanks to all the artists out there. You are very much appreciated.
Absolutely. The art is, I mean, it's easy to just like, you get used to it all. But every now and then I'll just like look at a card I play all the time and be like, huh, I never really realized like everything that's going on in this picture right here. Cause like there's some like just really amazing art. And that for me is like, yeah, if it didn't have good art, I don't think I could play this game, to be honest. It's a large factor that draws you in. Well, maybe I could. I don't know. We'd have to see. The game is very good, so it's hard to say
Yeah.
what I wouldn't do with these mechanics that are just kind of like brain tingly. But the art being dope, and what I'm thankful for. I'm going to tag this on here. I'm thankful for double-sided cards because they
Ooh,
are
yeah.
cool and they're really fun when you flip it over, especially like these marvels and stuff. It's just like. It's cool. You feel cool doing it. It looks cool on the table. And just like this was already cool because I just summoned a dragon, but I like summon the dragon now. He's like looking dope on my table right here. He's gonna
Yeah,
die
it
this
is.
turn, but it's fine.
Just get shot by a frosty spell,
Yeah,
dead.
just scared by
Right.
a big defense. By a big
Yeah.
attack action defense.
By a wounded bull.
It's the deadliest thing. Yeah, it's good. It's fun. I enjoy that we get to do this. That's all. I would also say, to reiterate, I very thankful for our patrons. It is
Yeah.
wild to me on a very regular basis that anybody, was just like, here's some money to, help do what you do. And any little bit helps. And we try to use it to do cool stuff and bring cool opportunities and unique things to our community. But also sometimes it just, helps make it a bit easier for us to do this because it's a lot of work. And, as someone who now does a lot of Patreon stuff for other people, it's not that hard, but I don't know. Like when you're on the receiving end, it's just like, holy crap, like somebody actually gave us the money for this. Like, and so we appreciate all of you and are deeply thankful. Even if you have to kind of step away sometimes because of money, whatever, that's totally understandable. But anytime that you can support us, it has been noted and deeply appreciated.
100%. Yeah, I couldn't say that better myself. Great work, Colin. You've earned your keep. You may continue to stay on the podcast.
I can go now.
Birdie, sub in.
She's napping though. She can't right now. I'll stay.
Thank goodness, because her English is not great.
Her Spanish is pretty good though.
Super good though. Yeah.
No, her English is good, man. The other day I was like, go get your ball. And she ran inside the house and grabbed her ball. And I was like, I didn't even teach her to do that. She just like,
Nice. Just a regular thing most dogs can do. Awesome.
I mean, come on, man. My dog is very smart. Don't listen to Uncle Taylor. He's impressed. He just doesn't want to admit
I
it.
am. I like Birdie a lot.
We'll remember this. All right. Any other things we're thankful for? Other than
yeah, there's just too many relationships to individually mention, but I'll like echo what you and Taylor were, saying about our Discord and the people we've, interacted with throughout this game. I have like a bunch of friends for life, and it's that really transcends playing a card game together. Like you said, Colin, when you tell people you like play a game, it's like, oh, so you play a board game sometimes, like, like chess, but with cards. And it like doesn't communicate any of that, but it's all very true.
Yeah.
And
there's so many amazing stories around stuff or like interaction. Okay, so here's my example. So one of our patrons and friends, Levi, is the little brother of one of my good friends from high school who went to a different high school. And his brother through like playing sports as we grew up from like 8th grade to through our senior year. And then we went to the same college and played sports separately and stuff. And so we were just like pretty good friends. And I knew who his little brother was, but I was just always like, well, that's like, so-and-so's little brother. But then he started playing Flesh and Blood, and now like Levi is more my friend than his brother, probably, and like I wouldn't have that relationship if it wasn't for this game or that weird, circling of planets in that sort of thing. So I don't know. I just think that's interesting and incredible, and I'm thankful for all of these things. It's a wild world, Flesh and Blood world. Wraith, which is just Earth spelled differently.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Mic
and true.
drop.
That's 100% what they did, isn't it? They're just like, let's just use Earth, but in a different way.
Of course it is,
These
Yeah.
dudes.
It's a good word though. It sounds good. I like it.
It does.
And I don't know why I'm constantly surprised by the terrible naming conventions in this game, like Jubile, Spellbane. Cool sword, terrible name, but it's just like I don't know.
That might be a reference to something that I don't understand. I'm unsure.
Jubile. Spellban.
When you say it that way, it's way cooler.
Sounds great.
Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong.
The alliteration of like all of the common and rare assassin attacks is also just like, it's just so much.
Yeah, it's like a little bit like Nix the Dimble. You're like, oh, that sounds fun. And then it's like somebody getting their throat slit, you're like, oh, maybe that's not fun. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Sack the Shifty, and he's slicing his leg off, and the guy's looking back like, "Oh no, my leg!"
Yeah, they're like a little too playful for how serious they are.
Yeah, Fleece. I also like that Fleece the Frail is like a dude handing a bowl to poor people. Like, I don't understand what that one's about.
I think it's like fill it up, bro.
Oh,
You know?
yeah, I guess it is. Give me your
Put your-
silver. No, that
Yeah,
one's
give me your shit.
that's
Put
fucked.
it right
These
here.
are fucked up.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit, rich or poor,
That's true.
Place
or
them
she,
down.
or they. I guess it's undetermined.
Yeah, although, I don't need to objectify Arachne. I was gonna say is the young version's got some nice legs, so, but that could be either. That's a they. I apologize for everything I just said.
You're off the podcast now.
It's okay.
Birdie, come
We're
on.
doing fine.
Look, I can appreciate nice legs,
So-
no matter who they're attached to.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. I ogle legs all the time.
I just thought
As
it was
both.
very funny.
A human being and a scientist.
What if it's like Ira come back from the dead as like a demon? Is Arachne spelled out differently? Spell something else?
Yeah, it spells the one.
Spells Necria? No. Almost.
Spells Ira can. Or something.
It does. There is Ira in there. It's a Iracan. No, yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
This is why you tune into this show, is for these moments. It totally is. I know it is.
Really up in your game right now.
It's the end of the
Good thing you
year.
listened this long.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're all just a little loopy from an entire year of flesh and blood. You know?
dude.
And it's the holidays. We're having fun.
Yeah, it's been a wild year. It really has.
It has. It has felt, in terms of the year in my life, still pretty wild, but makes sense in the calendar, right?
Dude.
The year of flesh and blood is insane.
Everfest came out
Starvo
this year.
happened in 1 year. Yeah, exactly. That was the same time as now, basically. But it also was like 12 years ago.
It's true. I mean, yeah, we've only been doing this show for just over a year. The YouTube show, not the podcast. Podcast is 2 years old. I've only been in this game for like 2 years. The longest 2 years ever. And also it flew by somehow. That's how time works. It's a Jeremy Bearimy situation.
It was great.
Excellent. I got that.
If anybody watches The Good
not.
Place, you should
Yeah.
watch The Good Place. It's a good show. It
Yeah.
is funny and also the most wholesome thing ever. And sad.
It
sometimes.
It is.
Anyways.
Our-
That's
I mean,
all we
like,
got. I think that's all we got.
It is.
I
could
am
just sit
Skull
here-
Crack, and I am grateful for the tasty fruits of the forest.
Is that what you've been doing this whole time? Scrolling cards to find another one to be thankful for?
No, I've been listening to you guys. What?
I
I've
am,
been sitting here having a conversation with you.
I am Wave of Reality, and that edible just kicked in.
Well, I'm the Falcon of the West, and I'm thankful that I gave myself that nickname. It's been super fun.
Nice. Good job.
That's our show. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
I mean, I don't know how else to end it. We were just gonna keep freaking talking for perpetuity, basically, until we just got a little too sleepy.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Dude, I am Skull Crack.
Those tasty fruits.